Okay guys, this video is mainly based on these two knives. The one on my left is my Tops Brakimo. The one on the right is the Condor Final Frontier. The Brakimo was mine and it arrived yesterday. The Condor, that's my mate's knife, it arrived today, and unfortunately I'm having issues with the light in my garage at night, so it's not going to turn out the best, but I just wanted to have a couple of little words about them. I might try and do a follow-up video in the daylight outside. We might be able to see them a bit better, but I'm just showing a bit of a close-up now so we can see what I'm talking about, as I know that the details aren't going to be that flash when I'm actually doing the talking and holding and comparisons. Both got Mikata handles. I know the Brakimo is 1095 high carbon. I'm not sure about the Condor. I think they're usually, is it 1070 or 1075 or something like that. The Condor actually has, it's kind of like a welded on hammer on the butt of the handles. So it's got a couple of interesting little features. The jimping is really nice, it's not too aggressive, and it's got quite a drop point to it. And it's another Scandi with a secondary bevel, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe that is a Scandi and my mate's just dropped it. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's a Scandi and my mate's just put a bit of a strop on it. But the Brakimo is definitely a bigger chunk of steel. Okay, I'm going to stop filming here and I'll go back to the normal video and we'll have a little chat about them. Okay, thanks. Righto guys, this is my Tops Brakimo. I received this yesterday. I've got this as, I've got 3 knives coming for my sort of dedicated bushcrafting knives. I've got a whole bunch of knives. I've been using some for bushcrafting. They're not really proper, well, I suppose they are bushcrafting-ish knives, or they're just knives that I use for that task. They work fine. But I wanted something, I wanted to buy some knives, but I also wanted to buy something that I can go, righto, this is something that will last the test of time, it will stand up to any sort of task that I expect it to do, and I wanted to have all the functions that a bushcrafting knife should have, you know, or generally has. I'm not a snob about anything. It doesn't have to have a 90-degree spine. It doesn't have to strike ferro rods. It doesn't have to be a hunting knife. It doesn't have to be a carving knife, but I'd like it to do all of those sorts of things. Because hey, at the end of the day, if I'm out in the bush with my dog, and I could be anywhere, if she finds a pig, she's going to latch onto it. So I still need something that can protect her and dispatch a pig if need be. So I definitely like to have a little bit of blade to it, length, and a bit of shape. And I do like a bit of depth in my blades for those tasks. A bigger wound bleeds more, and the job's over and done with a lot quicker. Also, the bigger blade allows you to chop a little bit more. Not that this is a chopping knife, but if you had to, sure. And that's what we're talking about. A general purpose can do everything, sort of one-stop shop field knife, you know. So I lashed out. This is kind of on the sort of spendy side of things. Australian, this runs around $300 odd. I was able to find one for $250, so I jumped on it. Seen a couple of reviews. There's not a whole heap of info or a whole heap of videos about this knife. Chuck and Steel got me onto this. I liked what I seen. He's got very good knifemanship skills, and he's put an awesome Scandi Vex grind on his, which is something that I do want to look at doing to a lot of my knives. I think it makes sense. I like the idea of now I'm just being able to sharpen a little bit better. I'm liking the ease of maintenance of a Scandi, a convex grind, and it seems to be quite easy to maintain in the field. And with all my carving and all the playing I've been doing up at the local bushland in the last 2 weekends, since I've been getting my knives a bit sharper than usual, I'm finding now using the strop, the work sharp field sharpener, I'm having a great time, you know. As soon as I'm starting to lose that crisp edge, it takes me literally 30 seconds, 40, maybe a minute, and I'm back to hair pop and sharp, and away we go again. So and then that's the other beauty I like about the 1095 carbon steel. I think that's a really good compromise. I think it's a really good steel because it's easy to sharpen, it's tough, it's durable, takes an awesome edge, throws really good sparks. And yeah, it's just that really good balance, you know, and it holds its edge too quite well. So a lot of people like 1095, and it's, yeah, I think the biggest bonus with it is it's easy to sharpen, so you can maintain your field knife in the field, and to me that's massively important. So yeah, and also the little bit of added size, you know, there's definitely a bit of heft to that, which isn't a bad thing, you know. I think that's totally fine. It's a slim profile. Now I knew this from doing the research and watching the videos that I've done. I knew it was going to be a slim handle with a kind of a slab sort of feeling, but living where I live, and we've got to, if you're going to EDC, you've got to be able to hide your knives. That's something that I look for, so it's something that I'm used to. I've always been looking for that slendery sort of knife, so it sort of disappears pretty easily. So I knew that was something that it wasn't going to be a bother to me. It might not be the most comfortable in the world, but after EDCing knives for quite a while, with that sort of style, like my Code 4s and my Cold Steel Crawford and things like that, that's the shape they are, so I'm used to that. So it's got 2 bow drill holes in it. I've never done friction fire. It's not majorly important to me, but it is something that I'll probably do in the future. Not necessarily using that, but it's another little bonus. And it's got these 2 little, I don't know what you'd call them, little choily things in the end of the handle here, so you can, when you're pinching up on your blade to do fine little whittling or carving sort of work, it gives you your thumb and your forefinger something to like bite into. Gives you good grip, and yeah, it's got a sharpening choil as well, and it's also got something to stop your hand from sliding down the blade, you know. That's important because I've done the old hand over the knife blade, so I don't want to do that again. So I'll definitely like something like that in my knives. Okay. From looking at this, what's this one again? This is the Final Frontier knife, Condor. This one's a $300-ish one. I got it for $250. This one is sub $120. So, you know, over half the price. And you know, it's also got some really good features as well. Like, the handle is more comfortable than this one. It definitely fits your hand better. I don't have a massive hand, and there's ample room for me. There's, you know, if you've got a bigger hand, there's still a little bit of extra room there. So it actually does have a really nice feeling, where this definitely feels slab-sided and thin. You know, that's what it is. You know, obviously both full tang. It's got a big lanyard hole, so you can put, like, you know, whatever rope or whatever cordage that you got through it, or just hang it up on something if need be. This one's got the 3 pins, but one of them, the rear, you know, one of them could easily be used as a lanyard hole. No drill. No. This one actually has a bow drill hole as well. This has got the little hammer on the back of it. Both Mikata handles. To look at, that's definitely the prettier handle, more comfy handle, and it's got a dedicated hammer on the end, which so far I'm really liking. There's no jimping on this one at all, but the handle is really grippy, and it's kind of got a little bit of a waxy feel to it, so it's exceptionally grippy. Again, my Mikata handle. This is pretty grippy as well. Fits your hand probably a little bit better than that, but it doesn't have the tacky texture that this one has. Don't know if that's the shipping grease or whatever that comes with these that's on there, but maybe from the plastic, but either way it has a tacky type of a feel to it. Potentially maybe a good thing. Yep, jimping. It's just in the right spot there. It's there, there's enough, it's just the perfect amount. It's not too aggressive. You could definitely live with that for people who don't really like it. It's not a 90-degree spine. I wouldn't call this a sharp 90-degree spine either on the Brakimo, but it is a little bit sharper than this one here. Ooh, but right down on the tip there, we do have the 90-degree. But from my experience with a lot of knives that don't have 90 degrees, they still throw sparks. So it's not much of an issue anyway. And this one's got the dramatic drop point to it. So, but also the other thing is the Brakimo's got quite a high Scandi grind to it. So, being such a thick sort of stock and large blade, by having that higher grind on there, that will allow you to get in there and do those finer little tasks, carving and whether you're making feather sticks or, you know, whatever. So I think that's going to make it quite a good all-rounder and general purpose sort of blade design. I'm looking forward to using it. Now, I have to be honest, edges, this one wasn't we tested this earlier. It's sharp, but it's not hair popping. I was a little bit disappointed in the factory edge from the tops. Again, it's a very, what I would call a toothy, burry finish, which for the money I thought that you would get a genuine sharp edge. This does shave, but it tears your hair. So I thought that was a little bit of a it doesn't matter because I'm going to put my own edge on there anyway, but some people who can't sharpen really good, it's a little bit of a it's a little bit of a letdown for the money. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I want the knife and I want the steel, the overall package. I'll put my own edge on it, that's fine. The other little thing that sort of lets it down a little bit is, and again, it doesn't matter about function, but when you're spending $300 on a knife, the fit and finish, it claims, you know, hand finished in the USA. That's not a real good fit and finish of that spine, of the handle, sorry, on the handle to the spine. I don't know what that would be, like 20 to 30 thou, and you can tell it's not on purpose because it changes. At some places it's flush, and at other places the handle's proud. I don't think it's definitely not on purpose. It doesn't serve a purpose to be like that. Where, when you look at this $120 knife from El Salvador, that's an extremely well fit knife. They've obviously linished the handle and the handle scales and the spine and the hand together, because that's like a perfect fit, where this definitely isn't. Again, means nothing really in the big scheme of things, but I'm just saying it how I see it, you know. Obviously, El Salvador, the wages are going to be cheaper, and I guess that's what you're sacrificing. That's where your money goes in labour, I guess. Materials as well, but your fit and finish is going to be a lot to do with your labour time, I suppose. So, you know, they're putting out a good product, these Condors. I yet to own one. I've got one coming. It should be here in like a week or so. So that'll be my first Condor, but my mate's, I think this is his third one now. And I'm very impressed with them. Okay, onto the sheaths. I think that's what I really like about these Condors as well, especially if you're into traditional sort of leather. They make awesome leather sheaths, and they fit great from new. You know, you could improve them. You know, there's ways of contouring the leather to suit your knives, and if anything, they probably come a little bit tight, which is excellent. It's better to have it tight than loose, so then you can custom fit it. So overall, top marks to the Condor. To the Brakimo sheath, Kydex. It's got an adjustable belt clip. This is the first Kydex sheath that I've owned. I generally don't really like Kydex because of how wide they are, but you know, they do have you know, the rivets here, so that'll allow you to lash it in many different ways, however you want it. You know, it's a little bit slightly more customable than the leather sheath, but I'll give this a run and we'll see how it goes. It's very plasticky sounding, obviously, but lots of people rave about it. I've never had much to do with it, although I've had heaps to do with the Cold Steel Securex. They're not a Kydex, they're just their sort of plastic, whatever they use. But I really like the Cold Steel ones, and considering like they come with nearly all of their knives, and their knives are at a great price. Yeah, I think these are really good sheath. Other thoughts? I can't really think of anything more. I guess I've got to get out there and use it. I'm sorry about the lighting again, but I think my Ryobi battery-powered light that I'm using is, you know, it's getting a bit old, a bit long in the tooth now, and doesn't seem to be able to punch out the light like it used to. So don't know whether that's the batteries or not. But anyway, I noticed that when I'm looking at the video screen, you can see all the little fuzziness, and that's a good indication that the light quality is getting pretty crap. So that's why I might have to do another follow-up video about this. But yeah, I'll leave that. I don't want it to go any longer than what it is. I'll have to do another video, and we can maybe, after I've used them, I think I'll use them and then get back to you. Awesome, guys. Take care. Have a great day over that side of the world, and it's bedtime shortly for me. See ya.